hand?
I have a People magazine because there was a rumor that supposedly our festival, Forest Moon Festival, was in it.
And who'd you beat?
We beat Taylor Swift. She's number 5. I love Taylor. We're number 4.
A small rebel force has penetrated the shield and landed on Endor.
This is where the fun begins.
A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away.
This is Rebel Force Radio,
your source for the Force.
Star Wars news and commentary.
With Jason Swank and Jimmy Mack.
I've seen Star Wars 500 times.
Star Wars #1!
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
Now it's time for Rebel Force Radio.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Oh yeah, Rebel Force Radio live here, day 2 for the Forest Moon Festival. We are now, where are we? We're at the Sequoia Park Zoo here in Humboldt County, surrounded by Star Wars fans. Let them hear ya. And not just any Star Wars fans. These are Star Wars fans that many of them live right here on the Forest Moon. Just steps away, and it's the backdrop is absolutely incredible with these beautiful redwoods. What a weekend! What a day! We started at the Arcata Farmers Market. We met so many great fans, made some new friends, people from the 501st, the Rebel Legion, local representatives, and folks that really work tirelessly to bring this festival to life each and every year. And as Cassandra was saying, getting press like People Magazine and New York Times, that's just the start. I think this thing is going to really, really blow up into something absolutely huge. But we're going to have lots of fun. Hey, speaking of friends, if you're new to the program, my name is Jason, and with me, as always, my good friend and yours from Chicago, Jimmy Mack.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Star Wars fans. We are here live at the Sequoia Park Zoo in Eureka, Humboldt County. Awesome. We're so happy to be here. This is our first time here. And to both of us, it's a huge thrill to actually be broadcasting from underneath this incredible canopy of beautiful redwoods. We feel like we're in the heart of the Forest Moon right now. We're hanging with the Ewoks. Everyone, just look around. They're probably using Ewok, maybe lurking, spying on you.
Maybe right over there. We've been hanging with one of the greatest Ewoks ever for the last couple of days, Kevin Thompson. We're going to be hearing from him and his lovely wife, Tracey. We're going to also be talking to our old pal, Kyle Newman, who's also here signing autographs. And there's some Blu-rays over there of his incredible documentary all about the infamous Star Wars holiday special. You know what Kyle said to me? Well, I actually said it to everybody. Is that the footage that they have in this documentary of the holiday special itself is so good and so clean that Lucasfilm even asked, where'd you get that?
Wow.
We need that for our archives.
Wow.
So if you're interested at all on how that thing came about, there's nobody better to ask than Kyle Newman and see the documentary. So we might as well...
before we start,
you brought that book.
I have a copy of the Star Wars Galactic Phrase Book and Travel Guide. Mm-hmm. And of course, the Ewoks are covered here in their own chapter.
And we are traveling.
So, obviously, you might be familiar with the phrase that an Ewok would say, "Yub nub." But do you know what it means? I mean, people walk around saying it to each other. You don't even know what it means. I have the translation right here in my hand. In this book, Yub Nub means hooray. So Yub Nub, y'all.
Yub Nub!
That's right. This is a day to yub and nub.
So the song should really be like, hooray, 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 right? Is that how it goes?
Yeah, but I think Yub Nub sounds a little more
better.
rhythmical.
More exotic.
And I just want to say to everyone who's gathered here today, to all the locals of the area, Ticha dupa ve coma. Which means thank you for your hospitality. We're very happy to be here, and we're going to have a lot of fun tonight here in the Sequoia Park Zoo.
Just be glad he brought that book instead of the Star Wars Dad Jokes book, which...
Oh, I have that.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. All right, why don't we get right to it? We've got some guests here. Let's start with... I tell you, when you go to an event like this, one of the biggest treats is the costumers. They put so much passion, so much time and dedication into their craft. And we've got one here with us, a good one from the Mando Mercs. We've got Michael McGillicuy. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Michael. Come on up here. Grab a seat.
Can you sit
look at
in that,
Michael.
Okay.
He's a Mando. There's no question about it. Grab this.
He's putting the man in Mando. That's for sure. And you're, and it's nice that you can sit. The stormtroopers can't sit.
Well, on my previous one, I couldn't sit. This is a redo that I actually just, I redid the pants so I could sit. Speaking.
Oh, that's smart. That's smart. Did you do that just for us? Because you're going to be on the podcast?
Well, no, I've been on a couple of panels previously and haven't been able to be in costume, and so I felt that being able to sit in costume was more appropriate than, because. My joke used to be, you don't see Boba Fett sitting down.
No, that's true. You really don't. Well, he does fly that starship, and I know he does that.
Right, he kind of like lays back in it.
Yeah.
In that seat, and it kind of, at least my Kenner action figure always was like standing in that thing.
See, so even he sits awkward.
Right.
I never realized the ship was built for comfort, but apparently it is.
Well, Michael, it's great to meet you. We've met so many of the fantastic Star Wars ambassadors from the various costuming groups, and so you're in the Mando Mercs, and that's one of the newer groups of the three. Am I right?
No, it's been around. It's been around for a while.
But it's after the 501st, after the Rebel Legion.
I believe so. Yes.
Okay. All right. And when did you get involved, and how did you start?
So my story with the Mando Mercs begins in 2020 with the COVID lockdown. And I didn't have a lot of time. I didn't have a lot of time to go out, and so I had experienced the loss of my family, and
so sorry.
Wanted to kind of find a way to express myself creatively. And my father, when I was super young, had dressed me up as Boba Fett for Halloween just 1 year, and just remembering that, and then remembering how fun it was to build something with him.
I was going to ask you, is that one of those good old-fashioned homemade costumes?
Yeah, it was. It was really my first little dabble with cosplay. My dad's a nurse as well, and he had a couple of friends who were into like sewing and making things, so they had made me the little costume just for like a kid size, and they got some, but just the experience of making all of that was so awesome that I ended up. Like taking it as far as I could go, and then that's when I discovered the Mando Mercs down in San Diego. And so the minute they let people get back together again, that was in like July of 2020, I immediately went to an armor party and learned how to basically make the costume. And went to a tailor, got the soft parts done at a tailor. I did the hard parts mostly myself.
Right.
It's cut out of this stuff called PVC foam board. And you can just heat that up and shape it any way you need to.
Oh, I've worked with that stuff. I built a Boba Fett costume with the help of a member of the Mandalorian Mercs for my son.
Oh, nice.
And I've got the hot gun scars and you're gluing your fingers together.
You put your heart and soul in it for sure.
This is some costuming shop talk going on here. But explain to me the motivation behind the colors of this Mandalorian armor. Does your cosplay have a character and a character's name associated with it?
So my character's name is Mach Yuda, which there's a very, very long explanation that has to do with like where my family's last name comes from. McGillicuy means follower of Saint Makuta, and so I changed that name to like more of a Mandoa name, and kind of made that my own. I grew up with not a lot of new Star Wars media. I grew up with comic books and video games. I grew up in the 90s.
Okay,
so you had the re-release of the original series, but the prequels hadn't come out really as yet, and my dad and I really were into like Dark Forces.
I love that game.
Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast. And so I read a lot of when the prequels came out. I was really big in Jango Fett's Open Seasons.
Oh yeah,
as a comic book.
Yes.
And when I started getting back into the Mando cosplay, I started reading those Jango's grunts again. Yeah. And I'm a nurse by trade.
That's right.
And so my biggest thing was like, oh my God, they're taking all these casualties and they don't have any medics. And so I wanted to make a medic character.
Oh, I see that you
which
have
is why I have the medical patch right here.
Right on.
And
so is that your own creation? That sort of that designation, or was that something that had existed in the universe at that point?
I'm not aware of any Mando medics.
Wow.
So I decided to make one, and I see other Mandos dressed up as medics, as like they have like a theme and stuff like that. But no, I haven't really seen. And then I'm also a Marine Corps veteran as well.
Wow.
So I wanted to incorporate. Thank you. I wanted to incorporate the things I had learned in the military with the things I'd had as a nurse, to come up with like my own little like Mando medic. So
I love that. I like that you're borrowing from the galaxy and utilizing the experience of the Mando mercs, but creating something new. You're expanding the universe
in my
yourself.
own way. Yeah, in my own way.
You absolutely are. And you're also trying to build up a chapter here of Mando mercs, right?
Yes, yeah. So it's we're part of Terran Clan, the Mando mercs Terran Clan chapter, and that is like a very geographically large area that goes from Sacramento all the way up to the border, and then you have Concordia Clan, which is like Southern Oregon. And so what I've been trying to do over the years is you have to have a certain number of Mandos in the area in order to have like your own chapter. And so that is the long goal. But my short-term goal is to try to help build the cosplay community in this area as much as I can, because in San Diego, all of the clubs really worked in lockstep together. Mando Mercs were also in 501st and we're also in Rebel Legion. And so for me, if I could help make this community, especially just, the Star Wars ones, especially, if we could start building a community of 501st, Mando Mercs, and Rebel Legion, we could start doing kids' comic book days. We could do more of these, more festivals, and just anything. And eventually it just turns out being anything sci-fi themed, you just kind of end up showing up. Because that's how we did it in San Diego. So.
Well, those are great goals for the future, but I'm just happy you're here with us today.
Yeah, it's great. Every single year, it's just great seeing how everything's community driven and
it's amazing.
and how things can go. And it shows how awesome the fan base can be.
Yeah,
it
sure does.
The best part of fandom is right here. That's
exactly.
For sure.
This is the best part of the fandom for sure.
Have you met Kevin Thompson, our resident Ewok? He's sitting over there.
I met him earlier today. Yeah.
There's not a bounty out on him or anything.
Not that I'm aware of. I have not seen any bounty pucks that look like him, but I will keep an eye out for sure. Well, I haven't seen one yet.
As soon as you put them up, I tear them down.
We'll keep a closer eye out then, for sure.
Oh, boy.
Well, Michael, thank you very much for taking the time and taking the bucket off to talk to us here. And thanks for creating the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You guys really help create the atmosphere at events like this.
Yeah, it's all about the customers and all about the kids.
Yes.
Sure is, man. Well, thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it, buddy. All right. Give it up for Michael McGillicuy of the Mando Mercs. So if you're interested in joining Mando Mercs, he's looking for new members. Get that chapter growing. All right, we got another guest coming up. Let's everyone be on their best behavior because we've got the Humboldt County Supervisor here, Natalie Arroyo. Natalie. My second favorite Natalie in all of Star Wars right here.
Hey, that's high praise.
Yeah, right?
There's
only one other one.
There
right?
really
right.
But she's pretty great, so.
She is pretty great. You're pretty great, too. So,
thank you.
Tell us about your role in this festival and what it means to this area.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, I represent this part of the greater Eureka area here where we're sitting. In my role as an elected official, I previously served on the Eureka City Council. In Eureka, the city of Eureka manages this zoo where we are, and took on the Redwood Skywalk project. So our unbelievably beautiful Endor-like walk in the redwood forest, elevated, walking through the redwood trees. There's twinkling lights. It's just absolutely breathtaking.
It sure is, yeah.
I've been here dozens of times, and every time I'm just in awe of the beauty. So I got to be a part of that project, which I was on the Eureka City Council. So, I think people think of the politician life as fairly mundane, perhaps, but we get to make projects like this happen. And then now that I'm with the county, we have the privilege of being partners and funders in this festival. So we work with the Film Commission to help make it happen. We play a really tiny role. They do the lion's share of the work, but we do give them some money.
Yeah.
So that's great.
That's what's all. Tracey McCoy says thank you.
It makes the galaxy go round.
It sure does.
And it's just so wonderful that you're able to celebrate the legacy that this region has in connection with the Star Wars saga.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your first memories discovering that this very environment that is surrounding us right now stood in for a planet from a galaxy far, far away. I mean, how mind-blowing is that? We're actually there right now.
Absolutely. When I first moved to Humboldt County in the mid-2000s, I was born in the mid-'80s,
yes.
And I remember, the scenes in Return of the Jedi just impressed themselves on my young mind in this way that nothing else did. So when I moved out here, I was like, just, again, sort of in awe at the splendor of the redwoods all the time, and connected it to those scenes. And, it really feels like you're in the middle of that incredible forest moon.
It feels like you're on another planet.
It feels like you're on another planet.
If you grow up here, maybe you get used to. I don't know how anyone could ever get used to it.
I agree.
Honestly.
I didn't grow up here, so I don't know how people are immune to the beauty of this place. But some people are. It's weird.
Right. Yeah, they built a huge amusement park attraction dedicated to making you feel like you're at Star Wars, and all you got to do is come here.
Absolutely.
If you really want to walk through these woods.
Yeah, just come to our little city zoo, the smallest licensed zoo.
Is that right?
and I think it's the smallest licensed zoo in the nation in California. Anyway, it's real small, but we have.
There are no. My wife works at a small zoo, and she tells me there are no small zoos.
Well, this one's spectacular in just the setting and the kind of close-up experiences that people can have with the natural setting. Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Do any animals in this very zoo remind you of Star Wars? Does it see that?
The red panda situation and the black bear situation's pretty, there's a little Ewok connection there in my mind.
I believe it's a very thin line between red panda and Ewok, quite honestly.
I mean,
let's face it.
Yeah.
They're like, kissing cousins or whatever.
One of them is
that
armed.
true? Kevin's shrugging. He's like, yeah, whatever. I'm game. No.
Yeah, as long as Tracy's okay with it.
Okay, what happens on the forest moon stays on the forest moon, okay?
The Ewoks are a little bit better at drumming, I have to say.
They're great percussionists.
Yes, they got those nice pads.
Yeah, and tying people to sticks, they're better at that too.
Well, yeah, although I hear red pandas can be pretty feisty.
They are feisty.
They're cute, but you don't want to underestimate them. So tell us about Measure J.
Measure J
and why that was so important.
Yeah,
and what it is.
Oh, happy to. Yeah, I love talking about money because as Ray, you can't just scavenge on Jakku to make a living. So I will say Measure J taxes tourist bed stays, so hotel stays, and a portion of that is distributed for local arts and culture activities and support for the Humboldt Del Norte Film Commission, as well as the Forest Moon Festival. So it's a portion of the taxes that people come and pay as visitors. And so everyone who's a visitor, thank you. If you're staying in our hotels, we love it. And you literally help make this happen.
Well,
so
we're visiting too.
Yeah,
so
thank you.
I guess we're participating in this.
Yeah,
way to go.
We most certainly are.
Yeah.
And happy to do so. Well, I got to tell you something. I got this book over here, and I feel like speaking some Ewok to you right now. It seems like you seem like a good person to bounce some Ewok ideas off of.
Okay. I'm a real philosopher, so I'm ready.
Oh, here's a nice one.
Tiha Michu Nub He Vutak.
Thank you. I love to visit your village.
Oh, our village is glad to have you. Can you tell me how to say that?
Labu Di Futa Uchak.
That's exactly how you say that.
Oh, perfect.
Don't ask me to spell it or write it down. I can only speak it. I can't write it.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming to our village. We really hope you like it. It's foggy, it's beautiful, it's lush.
We may never leave. It's fantastic.
Tiha!
Thank you.
Tiha, indeed.
Natalie, thanks so much for hanging out with us here for a little bit.
Thank you so much for having
your
me.
support of the festival.
Awesome.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Give it up for Natalie.
Yes. Natalie.
Yub nub.
Yub nub to you.
Now, Jim, you were just asking about what creatures at this zoo might resemble something from a galaxy far, far away. And our next guest, I think, is going to be able to answer that. And we've got the director of the Sequoia Zoo, Mr. Jim Campbell Speckler.
Hello, Jim.
Hey, thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you very much.
This is a great place.
Well, we've got the guy. We've got the director of the zoo. So
that is me.
How about it? What animals around here remind you of something that you might see in a Star Wars movie? Or
Well, we got several really interesting creatures that live in the redwood forest canopy around here. We have the Humboldt flying squirrel. So imagine a squirrel with some skin from its elbow to its knee, and it glides around. So that's one that I really like, and I know it's in this forest. But we also have this amazing little creature called the wandering salamander.
Ooh.
It's a little salamander. You know, something that looks like a lizard.
Yeah.
But it climbs up the trees, and when things get too dry, it just jumps out. Yeah, it glides like a rock, but still it has controlled descent.
It does.
Yeah.
I glide like a rock, too.
Much like a hang gliding Ewok.
Yeah, so we've got some amazing critters in the forest, but, at the zoo, we have our brand new black bear, Ishang. She's amazing. She's Ewok-like at about 300 pounds. Yeah, she's a big bear, but she's an amazing animal for us. Just
Speaking
amazing part
of
our
bears, I am curious what bears might we see just not at a zoo, but lurking in these beautiful redwoods?
Yeah, we have black bear in our region here, and they are quite common. You can actually find them in neighborhoods here. They're very good at tipping over people's trash cans, unfortunately. Yeah, they're not an uncommon species for our area, but they usually, stay away for the most part.
I was going to ask because the zoo is right in the woods. So do you ever have to kind of push out the external wildlife so they don't meet your internal wildlife?
Yeah, they tend to keep their distance, but from the Redwood Skywalk, you can look down and you can see quite a bit of native wildlife that walks through that forest, including black-tailed deer. But yes, there are bear in our forest. Ooh. So we have our bear that are part of our family, and they are bears that came to us because they were unreleasable. They came from rehabilitation facilities. But yeah, you see some crazy stuff in this forest right from the skywalk. So you're 100 feet off the ground looking down, and it's wild. There's a lot of wildlife here. Yeah, wow. So it's a great place to work and just to adventure around for sure.
So have you been out here very long? Did you grow up out in this area?
No, I grew up on a a place it resembled more like Tatooine. I grew up in the Mojave Desert, and I came here in '94. So I do consider myself a Humboldt local, but I came from a place where it rains maybe 2-3 inches a year, and it rains that much here in a day.
Yeah, right.
So
exactly.
yeah. So I came up here in '94 to go to college. I always wanted to be a wildlife biologist, and somehow. After 25, 30 years, I found my way to be a zoo director. So loving it.
And you landed here in Eureka. And so when did you discover this area's connection to Star Wars?
Well, I always, when I was like 6 years old, 7 years old, that's when A New Hope came out. So episode 4, and I was a big fan. And ever since then, I've just been really just connected to the movies. And when I came up here in '94, I had never seen a redwood tree before, and I was like, "Wait a minute, these are the trees." Oh no, that's from Empire Strikes Back. Like that. No, that's actually no. It's.
I'll give you a
wrong.
mulligan.
It's episode 6. Yeah.
Return
of the Return of Jedi. Right. Oh, I blew that. Oh my gosh, I blew that.
No, it's all right.
Return of
but
of the Jedi.
That's right. And I've actually spent a lot of time as a research ecologist working in Cheatham Grove, where with the speeder bike scene.
We were just there yesterday.
Isn't it amazing?
Mind blowing. Really mind-blowing.
We took our action figures with us.
Nice. There's that iconic log that sits at that angle, and it's still there. You walk in, and you're
crazy?
like, oh, that's it right there.
Iconic is the word. Iconic is the word.
Love it.
Yeah, I'd love to take a speeder bike right underneath that thing.
Oh, I know. It's a magical place. I mean, all these redwood forests are just mind-blowing.
The amount of times over the last 48 hours I've heard the word magical used to describe nature's beauty in this area is it's more than I can count. Yeah. And if I'm not hearing someone say it, I'm thinking it in my head because it's really awe-inspiring and it takes my breath away.
Yeah, I love it up here. And it sounds like, did you guys make it up to Crescent City yesterday? So you drove that coastal, through the lagoons. So you've seen some of the most beautiful territory in
We've seen it, but only at 80 miles an hour because Tracy was driving.
Jeez,
Tracy.
That was when he slowed down. 80 miles an hour.
Light speed. We saw it at light speed. But I mean, you can't take a turn in this area without seeing something beautiful.
I know.
It's astonishing. Now, I do want to ask you this.
Yes.
As a zoo director, if you could bring any critter or creature from the Star Wars universe to our galaxy and I shouldn't say put it in the zoo, but let's say put it in a zoo for people to see, what might that be? We had somebody from the back here throw a suggestion out.
A Rancor would be pretty cool, but
as a zoo director, you know how problematic that would be.
I don't think I have the budget to feed a Rancor, but my favorite, the Wampa. So, but this is not the right climate. So
no, you're right.
That would be. He's fun and cuddly, and
right.
Maybe not. It's kind of like almost like something like a polar bear or something like that. But I don't know. Like Rancor would be a good one. Though.
Rancor would be real. I got in trouble a little bit on the podcast some time ago because someone had asked a question about what kind of Star Wars critter would you like to have as a pet?
Yes.
Now, don't tell Kevin Thompson over there. But I said an Ewok.
Yeah.
And I was reminded, you can't really have them as a pet. They're pretty sentient, right? They're their own individuals. A bantha as a pet?
Banthas are awesome.
You ever scrape that up in the backyard? Bantha.
Bantha.
You know what? The bantha and the tauntaun, I thought about that because then I could just ride it to work.
Right.
I thought that would be a nice, double. You'd have some double use, but
a Sarlacc pit would be useful.
Well, just to get rid of stuff and maybe some employees around here slacking off, just throw them in the pit.
I didn't say that, but maybe.
Hey, come on.
You ever see what one of those things actually look like underneath that sand? You should check that out. Look for a cross section of.
A cross section. Well, what was it? It's the Book of Boba Fett series.
Yes.
They get down
look at
in there.
He's redeemed. He's
What? I
redeemed.
know,
He
I
threw
blew it.
down
I
his
blew it
stuff.
on photo
He knows
set,
his
but
stuff.
come on.
It's all good. So I do have some Ewok I want to
All
speak to.
right.
I looked up the word zoo, and there is no Ewok translation for that. I can't help you with that, but I do have something you can say to some of those zoo employees who are slacking off on the job. You can say,
Denver!
which means be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Be careful.
Dan
yeah,
Bay.
so anybody that's looking after the bears, I suppose.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, it's usually the employees that are telling me to be careful as I'm climbing on stuff. It doesn't make them like feel that comfortable. And I'm climbing on ladders and stuff. But
Well,
yeah, I hear you.
You are certainly a bakchuak. Nice guy.
Yes, he is a great guy. Thank you very much, Jim.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. And best
Thank
of
you,
luck
Jim.
to
Talking to you
everything
both.
here at the
Thank
zoo.
you, man.
Thanks for being with us. All right.
Yes. Yeah, that's
Thank
fine.
you, Jim. Jim Campbell Speckler, everybody.
Jim.
Your zoo director.
He's the man.
He is indeed.
Yes.
All right. Well, we've been talking a little bit about our good friend, our new friend, Kevin Thompson and his wife, Tracey. So we thought it might be a good time to just bring him on and talk a little bit about, talk more about Kevin's experience as a stuntman and an actor in Return of the Jedi, as not one, not two, not three, not five, but 20 different Ewok characters. And not only that, but he has the distinction of being one of just a handful of actors that came back and appeared in the Ewok TV movies, the Ewok Adventures, the Battle of oh God, what am I? Oh no, I'm pulling a Jim. Help me out. Caravan of Courage and
Battle of Endor.
Battle for Endor, not the Battle of.
No,
Battle of is what you see at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So, anyway, and he's joined by Tracey. So thank you very much, Kevin.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm glad they invited us back. It's like coming back home.
Yeah, for you it really is. And I want to talk to you about, because you have such a great story about how you met, and we're going to talk about your first date. But something we didn't get a chance to talk about yesterday is this fact that you were brought back, or had the opportunity to come back and play some more Ewoks for those TV movies, but you were only one of a few. And how did that go down?
Well, the Ewok movie was only 8 were needed, and so if you were lucky enough to audition, we auditioned for it. And
Did you have to re-audition to
I
play
had to
Ewok?
re-audition. All of us re-auditioned. I thought of a character. They didn't tell us what the characters were, but they said he was like a woodsman. And so I thought of like Huss Cartwright or John Candy. So I kind of brought like Santa Claus, but a very jolly woodsman type of character to it. And I also was a stuntman. And in that movie, as you know, you watched as a kid, I'm an Ewok riding on a horse. Not only is it hard enough to ride on a horse anyway,
right,
but the eyes are up here on my forehead. I'm blind driving. I'm trying to catch another runaway horse, and so I'm running after that. And so they didn't want to just stick some Shakespearean actor on the back of a horse. So I was lucky enough that way, and also I didn't get killed. But the horse doesn't. What is the horse's main enemy? A bear. And so what does the Ewok look like? A little bear.
Uh-oh.
And so the horse would always try and drive me into the low-hanging trees to knock me off the back.
So this poor horse thought that it had its arch enemy on its back.
Yes.
And it was trying to dump you at any chance.
Yes.
Well, but that's
Every
what
day.
Your equestrian experience is what helped get you that job.
That was one of the things, yes.
Wow,
And my
fantastic.
equestrian experience before that was falling off a horse at my cousin's house.
So from failure to great success in that. And
I knew how to fall.
Right, which is very important, I'm sure, when you're a stuntman. But when you having the experience of working on Return of the Jedi and a massive production like that, what was the difference as you transitioned then into the Ewok TV films? Or did it feel like coming home again?
Both. It did feel like coming home again. Tracey and I were dating, and she would come up on weekends, and I had my own Winnebago on the movie. On the movie Jedi, which was a much bigger budget, I was in a long trailer with 10 other Ewoks. So I didn't have any time to rest. I didn't have a time to rest anyway, because once I would finish a scene, I would go to another scene after that. And then it would just, every day was like that. So once I got dressed, I didn't come back.
Wow.
But on this one, I had downtime. I got to sit there, turn on the radio, see what's on TV. We're in that air-conditioned Winnebago.
You had a pretty girlfriend.
I got a pretty girlfriend coming up.
Coming back to this area, what sort of memories do you get flooded with? I know as we were driving into town together, you asked about a watering hole, wondering if it was still open for business. Do you,
right. Well, it's changed in 40 years.
Yeah.
You can't really go home again, but you are home again. And actually, where we were stationed, where our house or housing was Brookings, Oregon. So we're still another half hour to an hour. Well, it was 90 minutes to Crescent City. So we're another hour north of Crescent City.
Wow,
so
okay.
we didn't get down here much, but they did do some scenes here. So it's passing through. But every year I would drive through, going to Washington with my family, because my dad's side, we would drive up there. And then you've had family that lived here back in the 80s. And then my great-grandfather lived up here during the turn of the century, 19th century, as an accountant for these logging firms up here.
Oh, so you have like legitimate roots in this
I have
area
legitimate
beyond
roots on both sides.
Ewok.
Yes, besides Ewok.
So,
yes.
yeah, I stand corrected. It was Crescent City we were pulling into.
Yes.
When you said, what was the name of the establishment?
Ship to Shore.
The Ship to Shore?
Ship to Shore. It was the production office. It's where all the big stars stayed.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Carrie, Mark, Harrison, Kenny Baker was up with us. He was up with all the little people, because his buddies, his British buddies, Jack Purvis and Mike Edmonds were up there too.
And did you guys party and go wild?
What else is there to do? There's a reason why it says party like an Ewok.
Well, we've heard some stories, and some of them are not for air.
Did I tell you those? Oh,
those are all in the book, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Those stories are in the book.
And of course, you co-wrote the book with your lovely bride partner. Are you guys married?
Yes.
All right.
Yes, 38 years.
38 years. Yeah, of course. We were talking about that earlier.
That's fantastic. And you were telling us a little bit about your son also. And he is a strapping young man, from what we understand.
Yeah, so we have a son. His name's Wyatt Thompson, and he's 6'4". My family's 6'6", and Kevin's family is also tall. So we're the first little people in our family. Mm-hmm. And so he didn't inherit the dwarf gene; he inherited the tall genes.
Yeah.
So is that a little intimidating when your child is physically larger than you? How do you be the disciplinarian when necessary? These are the questions I would be asking.
Yeah, and we didn't have to discipline him so much. I mean, I gave him the look, the mom.
The mom look. Okay,
yeah. That's universal.
And that's all he needed.
Yeah.
He knew that look.
Stop him in his tracks.
Kevin knows that look. We're still practicing though with Kevin.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so, but I mean, he could outrun us, but we never let him know that. We never got to that point. And so we would just goof off and make it like he could outrun us anyway, and it wasn't a thing. And he, his friends would ask him, what's it like having little people parents? Mm-hmm. And he would say, I don't know any different. I just know that my parents are little.
Right. You're just mom and dad.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She was you were everything at the school. All the kids knew Tracey. They thought she actually worked there. She was the volunteer extraordinaire.
So very involved, went on the field trips and things like that. Yep.
And that's when when I was pregnant. I was bedridden for 6 months because he was so big in my stomach.
Oh my gosh!
So
do you remind him of that? Make
Oh yeah, I'm like I worked hard for you. Never forget that. Yeah. So I mean, basically, my belly I needed wheels on my belly because I wasn't that high off the ground. So he was way out this way.
Nowadays, it'd just be 6 months of Netflix binging, right?
Right. I didn't have that then.
Right.
So tell us how the idea to take Kevin's stories about his career, his acting career, even beyond Star Wars. Kevin, you've done work in so many different other films. How did you guys get the idea to do a book?
Well, Kevin always had little post-it notes about his time filming Return of the Jedi, and any time we were in a market or out and about, he would see a child or a grown-up with a Star Wars shirt. And I'm like, no, I just need to get the ice cream, get in and get out. I just want to make a quick market trip. And so, and he would be foaming at the mouth like, I need to tell them, I have a story.
I'm in that movie.
I'm in
that movie.
Like, no,
I'd walk by, I'm in that movie. And they'd go,
right. So I thought, okay, during the pandemic, we decided for our son to leave the story for him. And then it took us 4 years to write, because I would 24/7 writing with this guy. It's a lot.
Yeah. Were you dictating the stories to Tracey?
She had known the stories for a while, and she knows a lot of the other Ewoks, too. And it was funny, since I had always talked to her, we called up our friends who were Ewoks, and lived around who were out of the business and doing this. Hey, do you remember, you got any stories, or do you remember this happened? And they'd look at us and go, whoa, how do you remember that? Yeah, I do. I said, could you elaborate? They're like, no.
I think
the book so we can remember more.
I think it was all those partying that you were talking about.
Yeah, right. I think it's affected. Some of those brain cells were left in Crescent City, I believe, in 1982.
You have a great story about your first date, because it was a big event, not just in your lives, but in the lives of everybody here.
Well, look at her. I had to woo her with something special.
Yeah. Right.
So I asked her to the premiere of Return of the Jedi.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was quite impressed. That
you really couldn't say no,
could you?
Say
no.
Even if you weren't interested in Kevin, you were interested in seeing Return of the Jedi, I hope.
But yeah, and I knew Kevin beforehand, and so as friends, and actually he was dating a friend of mine, and it sounds scandalous, and but
are you still friends?
We're still all friends.
They all married other people.
They all married other people. And
everybody ended up with the right person.
Great, that's good.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
That's the power of the Force.
What do you guys remember most about that premiere?
That it wasn't at the Chinese theater. It was at the back lot of 20th Century Fox. It's still a beautiful theater. The name's in the book of what it is. It's a very nice theater on 20th Century Fox. But all of us were there. We hadn't seen each other because we were sworn to secrecy, so you couldn't really talk about it. Going to a restaurant and say, "Hey, do you remember?" Oh, you can't say that.
Right.
It was basically NSA was behind us because we had signed NDA forms that we could not talk about the movie. And so, in fact, when I was auditioning, I auditioned for Blue Harvest. I did not audition for...
My favorite Star Wars movie, Blue Harvest.
Yes, exactly. Horror beyond imagination.
There you go.
Why? Because they didn't imagine it.
Oh, that's the first time I've heard a response to that subtitle. It's quite enjoyable.
So is that all it took then for you, Tracey, is Return of the Jedi premiere, a little bit of popcorn and...
Yeah, it did. It was. I was impressed with Kevin and how physical he was and strapping young man. And so it did. And here we are.
38 years later.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, 40 from that, 40 plus.
Yeah. And beyond Return of the Jedi, your credit list includes Blade Runner, Weird Science, Oz the Great and Powerful, Epic Movie, Cheaper by the Dozen, Always Sunny in Philadelphia. What'd you do in Always Sunny?
I had a guest star called Charlie Catches a Leprechaun.
Okay. Let me guess.
And I played
Who you played?
Oh, I played a bar patron.
Come on.
No, I played the leprechaun.
all right. You had me there for a second.
I did. I looked at you and he's going, what?
Bar patron. Well, I'm going to have to check that one.
That was
out.
it's
That's
funny.
amazing.
It's a funny episode. What was fun was doing it, and I'm supposed to get caught by a glue trap, like a fly trap, but he's like mega, and Charlie's made this big fly trap to catch me.
Yeah.
And so as I was auditioning with Tracey, I'm trying to go, what's funny about this? You put your foot in, and it's like, it's not funny. It's like sad. It's like, and so I started working on it, going, oh, what if I was crawling on the ground and I didn't see it and I got stuck, my face got stuck on it.
Oh, you took it up a notch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a reason why I got that part.
I'll be watching that on the plane right back.
I also got a pretty good Irish accent there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're magically delicious.
Yeah, that's a prerequisite.
Yeah,
for
have
that
a
role.
pint.
Getting back real quick to Blade Runner, did you work with Harrison Ford on that film?
Yes, I did. I have a picture of Harrison and I, and he's walking by, and I'm the clown right before the big priest fight.
Okay, all right.
So I worked with Carrie on Under the Rainbow for 6 months, and then I worked on Blade Runner with Harrison. So my chops were ready for this.
Wow.
I was like,
And then you
hey,
worked with
I
him
need to
again?
work with Mark.
Yeah, right.
And Chewie.
That's fantastic. What are maybe some memories you have of Carrie Fisher now that she's no longer with us? Do you have any memories of Carrie on set interacting with her at all?
Carrie did have her demons, and
Yes.
we all know about those.
Sure.
But what was really amazing with her is that she's old school. Her mom, Debbie Reynolds, and she would be having a fun time with the cast or the crew and just talking. And this is the scene where in the Ewok village, where she tells Luke tells her that they're brother and sister. And she's like, no way.
Right.
She's got a lot of dialogue. It's a very quiet scene, long scene. She didn't miss a beat, but she is just having fun with everybody. And then it says action. Boom, right into character. Just zip.
She's a pro.
She's a pro. That's what I mean. Old school.
So when you watch that movie and you watch that scene, just imagine her cutting up and having fun with cast and crew, and then boom,
Zip
goes
out.
right into it.
Did she ever hang with the Ewoks off the set?
Her and Warwick had a wonderful relationship, and they actually made a little behind-the-scenes movie with Warwick.
Yes.
And called something like, it's just basically Warwick walking around, because he's such an inquisitive fellow. Yeah. And he would sit there and go, hello, what are you? Who are you? And what do you do? And the guy goes, my name's Butch, and I'm a grip. Says, really? You're a grip. Now, what exactly is a grip? And the guy go, if it's heavy, sticky, or wet, I move it. Because that's brilliant. That's brilliant. And the guy goes, really? And so, but he would make you just so. He was so it was just great. It was a natural.
Me and Jason have worked with some other podcasters who were heavy, sticky, and wet as well. But, I don't want to talk about it. Well, the book is My Journey to Endor. And that's Kevin Thompson and Tracey McCoy Thompson. And it's some just wonderful stories that you, sir, much like this festival, keeping the legacy of the shooting location for the forest moon of Endor. They're keeping it alive here. You're keeping the legacy of your career and your involvement in that production alive with this great book. How can people get it?
We sold out at our desk there, but you can buy it on Amazon, and it's called My Journey to Endor. Or you can order it from us here, and we'll both sign it and then ship it to you. So
okay,
great.
Come
And
visit
you
us at
ship
the
it
table.
yourself? Do you go to the post office?
Yes,
and drop
we
it?
do.
So
We
this
do
is
it all.
grassroots.
It sure
This is grassroots. It makes sense for an Ewok to
And
be
one of the
grassroots,
neat things about it, in one of the chapters does find out that Kenny Baker, in the very beginning, was Wicket. And then you find out how Warwick becomes Wicket. with Carrie Fisher and Warwick Davis. It wasn't anything underneath. It just was production-wise. You needed to get the scene done, and stuff happens.
Stuff happens, and it's all in the book.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, that's great.
Cool.
So My Journey to Endor, you can find it on Amazon. All sold out. I mean, everyone wanted a copy this weekend.
We're very lucky.
Congratulations.
We're very lucky. And it's a very good book.
Yes. If you do say so yourself.
Kevin Thompson, ladies and
Kevin
gentlemen.
and Tracey Thompson, thank you both so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure to get to know you this weekend.
Thank you. Yeah,
Thank you. Give it up for Kevin and Tracey.
We're good.
They'll get back over there to their table and can chat with you all some more.
I think we have a few minutes left, and we can spend some time with FANBOYS director Kyle Newman. Kyle Newman is a powerful force on his own in the Star Wars fan community and in Hollywood, where he has done Star Wars-related projects and beyond. So let's bring our good buddy Kyle Newman onto the show. Kyle has been a friend of ours for many years, friend of the show. Hey, buddy. How are you?
Chut.
Chut, Kyle. All right.
You know, Kyle, I was thinking about the best way to describe you and your role in Star Wars fandom, and ambassador comes to mind. But I hate this term because it's used for people who I don't really think deserve the moniker, but I'm going to give it to you, which is influencer. And I don't mean like you just sit around and make TikToks or Instagrams. You literally influence Star Wars from within the community, the fan community, and also behind the scenes with people that you know.
Unpaid.
And
well, it's all everything he does
so there's
is
something
out of
organic
passion.
about it because I do it out of love. No one's saying go out there and talk about Star Wars and why it's great.
Or how to make it better in some cases.
I'm a lifelong fan. I grew up with it. It's the language I speak. It's probably my first memory is Star Wars. It's part of my family, my brothers, my sister. Everybody was into it. It was like a communal thing. Cousins, everyone in my school, and it's why I went down the profession into film and storytelling.
Yeah,
it's because of the power of Star Wars. So I am passionate about it. I do like to talk about it. As you guys know, I like to talk too long about it. And it is life. There's a day that goes by where I don't compare something or draw something from it and correlate something or some mantra or some philosophy, or there's just some parallel. Star Wars is prevalent in all aspects of my life. So I'll take it. I'm an influencer.
Yeah, I mean it in the absolute best way. And of course, one of your biggest contributions was the FANBOYS film, and in the hands of a lesser director, maybe a more cynical Star Wars fan, it could have been a sort of a takedown on Star Wars fans. But
mean-spirited takedown.
Mean-spirited.
The studio did want that at one point. They said let's lampoon Star Wars fans. And we were very protective because we made a pact with Lucasfilm and we said we're making a celebration. We can poke fun, but we're not gonna disparage them. And so that was a big reason why we got permission from Lucasfilm. So we felt we had to uphold that and honor that as storytellers and make sure that it was something that was positive for the Star Wars community and celebrated all aspects of fandom. And so that's a big part of it.
Well, you succeeded, and the film is hilarious.
Thank you.
And it's going to be screened tomorrow as a part of the Forest Moon Festival.
Come tomorrow.
Eureka Theater.
That's
Tickets
right.
are still available. Kyle's going to be there. He's going to do a Q&A with Tracey after the film. It's going to be fantastic. I haven't had a chance to see it in a theater since, the premiere in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
Many, many years ago. One of the first times that we were actually hanging out together with Ernie Klein, one of the co-writers there. So it's going to be really fun to see this again on the big screen. And in addition to that, though, you have moved into other franchises because you're not just a one-trick pony. You like other things. I know that you love. Dungeons and Dragons is a bit of a. If Star Wars is an obsession, or how would you compare your fandom of Star Wars, or label your Star Wars fandom versus your Dungeons and Dragons fandom?
They're similar. Like Star Wars is a way of life. It's like samurai. Once you're in, you can't just undo it. You're in. Dungeons and Dragons, the same thing. It was a big part of my life as a kid. I learned how to draw from reading comic books like Marvel and flipping through the Dungeon Master's Guide and Monster Manual. I watched my brothers play. So it was a part of who I am. So it's not something I got into late in life. I took a period away from it. And then when I had kids, I got back into it. I don't drink. I don't party. I don't do anything. So I had people over for game night. And I also had kids. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going anywhere. Come over and we'll play Dungeons and Dragons. And I was in a Star Wars role-playing game. And our Dungeon Master was Sam Witwer. And he was going away for 6 months.
The voice of Darth Maul.
So Sam was going away. We're like, we can't do another campaign. That'll be like cheating. So I'm like, let's play Dungeons and Dragons. I haven't played in years. So that's how I got back into it. And I just picked up where I left off. So it wasn't consistent like Star Wars. I definitely took like a period where I didn't have anyone to play with. I didn't do it. But it's a deep passion because it's really about friends coming together. It's a little more communal for me. Star Wars is a lot. We're in a chat thread, the Jedi Master thread. And we talk Star Wars. But I see these people every week, and people come over and we game, and it's really like laughing and poking fun. It's like it's a cool version of poker night.
Yes,
it's like people like
see that.
People that play are like, I had no idea this was this amazing. Why have I been sleeping on this for 30 years? It's the best game on earth. So it's different.
It also had a stigma for a while.
It has,
there was a period in the 80s where people thought that it was the road to hell, so to speak.
So I
remember.
co-directed the documentary on for Hasbro on Dungeons and Dragons that's coming out next year with an actor, Joe Manganiello.
Fantastic.
And that's the official history of Dungeons and Dragons. So that's
this is coming out next year.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you cover that weird era, the Satanic
Panic is a big part of it. And there's a lot of parallels with heavy metal music and things like that. And I wrote 2 history books on Dungeons and Dragons, and I've written 2 cookbooks for Dungeons and Dragons, and one of them was turned into the official Dungeons and Dragons cooking show. And then I am working on something else, which is a sequel to the original Dungeons and Dragons animated show. And I also am a huge Star Trek fan. And if you know fanboys, a lot of people think I don't like Star Trek, but I love Star Trek.
You don't think they're all Spock suckers?
I am doing something very big in the book space for Star Trek coming out next fall. So I have 2 books coming next fall and another book coming 2027.
Well, I'm going to ask you the big question because I think we're starting to run short of time, but I want to bring it back to Star Wars. And I want you to tell us and everyone here at the Forest Moon Festival, how does George Lucas inspire a guy who is a filmmaker in Hollywood today in the year 2025?
So I guess when George Lucas came into the film business, coming out of USC, the film industry was in crisis. Does that sound familiar? The film industry is in a major crisis right now. Right. It doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know. It's competing with other forces, just like the Hollywood studio system was doing right then. The independent stuff was a sense of upheaval. It was hard for outsiders to get involved. And he came in and just had a vision for what it should be. I think that's, if you're a young filmmaker going in, don't be deterred. Look at whatever's happening in this business as opportunity and say, what can I do here? George went in and did his own thing. He also, while successful, continued his independent spirit and kept making Star Wars films independently, paying his own money to make them. He believed in himself. And every time he would reinvest, not just in the movie to make money, but in new technology to push the medium forward. He's a tremendously inspirational and important figure in film technology and film craft and storytelling. And he's constantly like a paragon for what you'd want for like a career, to have the autonomy to leave Hollywood and say, F you all, I can do my own thing. And I don't even have to be here. And I don't have to partake in all your rules. And I think now's a good time to take that to heart and say, you know, with all this stuff going on, studios don't know what's what. They're not making the same amount of content. They don't even know what to make anymore or how to make it. Or what's ethical in terms of tools to make the content that they don't know how to make.
So it's a real crossroads.
Grab it. Yeah. You know, take it by the scruff of the neck and do your own thing. It's a great time if you can go, you know, I'm going to do an independent movie. I'm going to make it for this. I'm going to make it with my friends. And I'm going to put it out there. There's probably going to be some more opportunity. The content creators do have a lot of power. And I think, you know, use the George spirit and do that.
You know, as we're sitting here in this incredible setting, as a filmmaker yourself, how special is it when you have the opportunity to film on location in a place that is so environmentally perfect for your film versus in the studio and faking it?
It's everything. I've done I've done it all. So I've done stuff where I've completely shot an actor against blue screen and comped them into an entire movie. They're not even on set with the other people. I've done that. My last film, I probably had an actress was 5 out of 8 days, wasn't even with the people that she's in all the scenes with. And you wouldn't know.
Wow.
I've done that where the entire set with Samuel Jackson and Jessica Alba is completely not there. They're on an airplane and the military won't lend you the airplane. You know,
what are you gonna do?
Security reasons.
Right.
So sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Obviously, the preference is to be in the real location. But there are many times where you make do and you can pull it off. But it's always better if you can touch the ground and smell the air and be there and be inspired by the real location to come up with new ways to look at it. If you're walking through the redwoods, you're gonna have a different feeling than if you hear about them and read about them and look at a picture in a book and try to recreate them. And so walking through the forest yesterday with you guys was a revelatory experience. That was like, I'm on Endor. I'm really here.
You're really there. Didn't it feel like we were there?
Like
My God.
Endor,
Right.
It just smelled fresh and magical, and it felt like not where
There's
I
that
live.
word again.
So having the ability to go, like George filmed the Star Wars films really all over the world on multiple continents. Over the course of his 6 films, you've got Australia, you've got Europe, you've got the States, you've got Africa. Like it was all over Central America. So I think that's important if you're going to tell something big like Star Wars. It's also economically, hard, and you need that backing. So if you can authenticate it and get yourself here, and if you've never toured those locations and you're here at this festival, then you should get on it. You got to go see where they made Return of the Jedi, which is still top 3 Star Wars content. I love Endor too, but let's be real. Original trilogy 1, 2, 3.
With so many Star Wars productions,
come on, people.
With so many Star Wars productions currently underway, or potentially going to be under the way, do you think there is a future for the Ewoks to return in Star Wars? Do we think we can find a place for the Ewoks?
I'll answer this on multiple levels. On one level, yes, because also the battle-damaged Death Star didn't fall to Endor, it fell to Kafir.
Yeah.
So it didn't damage. Remember, everyone was like, oh, the Ewoks are gone because the Death Star fell and destroyed Endor. It didn't. Somehow it fell on some other planet. Okay, so that's good. The Ewoks were unharmed by the destruction of Death Star 2. The
Here comes
Ewoks
Kevin
are totally
Thompson.
fine.
I think
So Kevin
has something to
love
say.
that. I
Kevin
love
is-
that. Yes, you are the director who should be directing this movie.
Ewoks.
I gotta tell George this. I got his phone
And
number.
also,
it's always says,
Kevin, what do you think about this? All Star Wars movies are done in trilogies. There were only 2 Ewok movies. Doesn't there need to be a third one?
I think Chukatrak lives.
Yes.
He comes back. He's a badass Ewok. Just a couple of rocks.
And I
isn't
love
gonna
the holiday special too. And they should do a holiday special sequel.
Right,
And it should be an Ewok holiday special sequel.
Christmas with the Ewoks.
Yes.
Exactly. Christmas with the Ewoks.
Wow.
That would be great because, hey, doesn't everybody want an Ewok for Christmas?
Is that legal?
Swank would buy one.
I have one question for Kevin. So there was a series of books called Aftermath. They're really, really, really subpar. And they, in there, said Ewoks were emotional support animals.
Animals?
What do
We
you
built
think?
huts.
I was offended when I read it. What do you think about that?
I don't know of anybody in the, all right, birds build nests.
Aren't Ewoks cannibals as well? Why would they
we
be
are
support
cannibals.
animals?
Yeah, so we lead you in. We're kind of like a spider. We lead you in, and then we eat you.
They were emotional support animals for veterans of the Galactic Civil War, like amputee victims and things like that.
Wow, yes, I could see that. But then,
Wouldn't you
we
eat them,
also
though?
have to. Well,
They take you home
It
and
all
they
depends on what the
domesticate
kitchen.
you.
It all depends on what the kitchen's like and if we have the right seasonings.
Okay.
What is it?
Because the different planets population of they come with different seasonings of their own because they
Did you
we
guys
look different.
mess with
It's just-
soups and bouillabaisse, or
Exactly,
would you,
yes.
or would you go more straight grill, like put the human on a.
Well, no one could beat a good barbecue.
Okay.
Because that's how we had to clean up the forest anyway.
It always blew me away that they put Han on that spit with his clothes on. With their clothes on.
Because it's gonna burn right off.
Burn right off. Who cares?
But it gives when you put the tin foil just to make sure it doesn't cook too early, and then you take the tin foil off, and then it gets crispy. They were trying to make like their Han Solo. They were gonna let it burn off and then let them get crispy later on. in the process.
Well, actually, I said jerk chicken. It's actually Chinese chicken when they wrap it with the foil. Paper chicken.
Yep, paper
It's
chicken.
kind of like that type of thing. You keep the moisture in.
Are you saying Han Solo tastes like chicken?
In more ways than one, yes.
I don't get it, but it's getting a huge reaction out of Jason and some other people here at the Forest Moon Fest.
So we need a third Ewok film.
Yeah.
We need a third Ewok film.
That would be great.
Yes,
I think it's time.
And they need to film it right here.
Exactly, right here.
They got to bring it back to
George,
this county.
are you listening?
And if Lucasfilm had some BALLS, they would get on a third Ewok film. Get this going right here in Humboldt.
Let's do it.
Exactly, I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have our director.
Yeah, and it should be directed by Kyle Newman.
I'm in.
All right.
I think so.
Well, send your letters, your emails to Lucasfilm. And with that...
Complete the trilogy. That's the new hashtag.
Yes. The Ewok trilogy. All good things come in threes.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for us here at the incredible Sequoia Park Zoo. What a great night. What a great weekend. The Forest Moon Festival. But it's not over yet. As we mentioned, tomorrow we're going to be at the Eureka Theater for a noontime screening of FANBOYS, followed by a Q&A with the director, Kyle Newman. And it's going to be fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it. But it does sort of, kind of in some ways, Jim, wrap up our direct involvement with the festival as we wrap up our final of 4 broadcasts that we've done. Many interviews. Really looking forward to just kind of remembering it all and reflecting on it in future episodes of Rebel Force Radio and digesting it.
Yes. It's been an amazing time. We have to thank Cassandra for being incredible.
Our chief Ewok of the Forest Moon Festival.
The great Cassandra Hesseltine. And Tiffany Miller and Tracy Boyd, our incredible hosts this whole weekend. Without them, none of this would be possible. The 3 of them, Cassandra, Tiffany, and Tracy, are an amazing power of the Force within themselves. So.
Let's also thank Annabelle and our DJ here, Dustin, and our cameraman, Tex.
Yeah, Tex. Yeah. But
the whole team.
It's really been a great time. We've been traveling all over, not only Humboldt County, but Del Norte. We've spent some time on the road. We've done amazing things. We've met amazing people. We've developed a little family along the way, and it's just been a great
Our little
trip.
Forest Moon family.
Yeah. So it's been absolutely wonderful. We've been soaking in the history of this region, and most importantly, its connection to Star Wars. So that's definitely worthy of celebration, and I'm glad that this is going to be an annual event. The people who run it are amazing people, each and every one of them, and I hope this is something that could be happening for years, if not decades to come. So,
yep, let's do it. And make sure you are checking the website out at forestmoonfestival.org. It's too late to come this year, but next year, get it on your calendar. Make plans, because you have got to see it to believe it. The most unique Star Wars event I have ever been a part of. So
yeah, it's been great.
Absolute thrill. If you want more Rebel Force Radio in your life, you can do so. Follow us on Instagram, on X, on Facebook at Rebel Force Radio. The official website for all things and everything, RFRs, rebelforceradio.com. And we're available on all podcatchers like Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Wherever you find podcasts, you'll find us here at Rebel Force Radio. But until then, we'll see you next time here on RFR. Thank you so much.
So cheers, everybody.
Clink, clink, clink.
And may the Force be with you.